Hi, welcome back to our Book of Awe. This is Rosalind Warren of Sacred Life Mastery.art. Happy to be with you here today. We have been doing our backgrounds, and today we're going to do something a little bit differently. And we're going to create a signature so that we can begin to use our book in the way it's intended as we continue to create more backgrounds and more pages. So we're going to create a signature that will fit here. Now, a signature is simply in a book when you have these pages together, if they were connected here with any kind of a stitching or glue or what, this would be a signature. So I'm going to show you what we're going to do. And we're going to use a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. I'll show you all the stuff. And I will get a link down into the description of a really cool kit that I have found. So first off, I can't give you exact sizes for the paper and all because everyone's book is different. Everyone's pockets are different. So what we're going to do first thing is we're going to play with what size is our pocket. All right, see, this paper is, of course, way too big because it just will not fit. So I'm going to actually use one of these pieces where we have one here for our size. So I'm going to use this one. I'm going to slide it in here, and I'm going to use a pencil. And my best guess is this is about right. So let's slice this off at that spot, and then we will measure again to see if we are accurate. Now, that's okay. It's a little tight, and because we're going to have some bulk on this, so I'm going to make it a little smaller. I definitely know that I don't want it any wider than that. And so I'm going to take that off as well. And this one, I'm going to kind of go on the inside of this because I would rather it be a little shorter than a little longer. Once we're finished, you'll see what I mean. So I'm going to take this off here. And I'm going to go ahead and take a smidge off here. And then we'll fit it again and see how it's working now. Let's see. All right, that is pretty perfect. Okay. So, one second. All right. Good. Now, I'm going to actually, because now I have 2 of these laying here. And so I am going to want to say, I'm going to put here side pocket. And it might, let's just check while we're here and see how it will fit in our top pockets for this book. Perfect. All right, so we could go ahead. I'm going to move this book. We're not going to need it for a bit. So I'm going to go ahead and mark this side and top pocket. All right. Now, to make a signature, we're going to do kind of junk journal style. And I have gathered a bunch of papers. And you can put any kind of paper you want. At this point, if all you have is copy paper, fold it up and use it. Now, I have been gathering papers for a while since I began this journey. And I was telling someone today that I'm going to turn y'all on to this, and you too will end up with 998 billion pieces of paper. So I have this very interesting kind of a manila-y paper. There's actually a pattern in it, which is so cool. This side even, is even more so. This is some of my favorite. These 2 pieces here, these are tea stained or coffee stained. This one actually has some pink in it, so it may have been done. I got this from a friend. It may have been done with avocados. Who knows? But that gave it the pink. And this is graph paper, and I love how the graph paper, or actually engineer composition pad, but the green paper, I love how it stains and dyes. And we will do a whole tutorial on tea staining, dye staining. There are a lot of ways to do it. Some of them, it depends on how much paper you want to make at one time. And so I'll show you some different ways. I like this. The first batch, which I've used it all up, but the first batch that I ever dyed, I didn't really like it. And then I realized what I needed to do. Mercedes suggested it. I just wadded it and crumpled it up. And then when I smoothed it back out, it was perfect. So that's another option. So there's a piece of that. I've got a piece of this, which again came from a friend, and I cut it in half. So once we put it in the signature, see, we're going to have this page as well. So I've got these. I was thinking, what did we end up with? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's going to give us 10 pages. That's probably plenty for this little pocket. And then this is another type of paper. So we're going to fold them. First, we're going to fold them in half. And then we're going to see what's going on with this. So they're going to be way too long and a bit too wide. So I'm going to go ahead and mark them for where I'm going to trim it. And this is a pretty good, sharp cutter. So I feel pretty comfortable with putting the two together. They don't have to be perfect sizing. And the more junk journaling you do, you'll find that the less perfect is even better. But for this particular one, because we're trying to put it in that pocket, we're going to want them to be, you know, they can't be as big as they are at this moment. So I want to make sure I've got everybody lined up here. And there we are. Okay. And then trim off this end. Perfect. And just for fun, you know, measure twice, cut once. I know we've already cut, but there's no sense building the whole thing and it not being the right size. So I'm going to bring it back over just one more time, just to retrofit it, and voila! Now, I'm noticing that I did not cut off. And I have a fancy eraser somewhere, but of course it's not going to be right here. I didn't get all of the pencil mark off, so I'm going to go ahead and take that off because that will be a hindrance. Down the road, that'll be a hindrance. All right, these two, are they going to be too wide? Yes, they are. So let me just make a mark here. Because these are very thin, so I'm going to actually want this inside of the outer, whoever ends up being outer. So I'm going to want that. And then let's see about this one. Yeah, just a little. Okay. So I'm going to do each one of these individually because they are a little... I save all these because, trust me, somewhere down the road, we're going to go, where is that little piece of green paper? I know. It's a testament to organization. Oh, Mercedes started selling 31 again. Yay. And so I ordered, I ordered 3 things to help organize craft supplies. Of course I did. So I am going to... make this pretty paper because I love it. This tea-dyed paper, and it came from a friend, so I'm going to make that the outside. So every time I take this book out, I'm going to see this piece. Now I've got to decide, do I want that on the inside or do I want this? I think I like the pinker pink better. So I'm going to turn it this way. These are all decisions you have to make before you start sewing. Yes. All right. So this is going to be the exterior. Then you put in 2, 3. I think I'm going to put this in next. And then one of these. All right, this is that really pretty pattern. So I'm going to save it for the center. So I'm going to go ahead and put this one in. And then this piece. Now, with these, I could take them and put one toward the bottom and one more toward the top. That would be fun. Just have to decide now. Okay. And then I'm going to put this sheet in the center. And again, this is the side that has, you can really see and feel all of the patterning. So I am going to put that in the center. Now, let me share. Oh, yes, and so at this point, we did not, I didn't measure, and y'all are probably saying, hey, you didn't measure that one. All right, so that's okay. I will do it now. Never too late. Now, you see how this piece sticks out? That's fine. That is Junk Journal 101. Let me put it here, and I'll put a little nick up here. Okay, perfect. So that'll go in there. And I will attempt to make sure that I cut it on the inside of the mark so we don't have all that erasing business going on. How's everybody doing today? It was a beautiful day. The sun's actually almost gone down here in Florida. And so we've had a beautiful, beautiful day. Now, under other circumstances, you would pretty much take this and kind of, you know, go like this. But if we do that too much, we're going to end up pulling these down from where we have them. So we're just going to do it this way. We will need to open it up to the center to do our stitching. And I have these particular paper clips. You can use whatever kind of paper clips you want. I like these because they're big. I like them because they have the rubber on them. And so you're just going to get these edges correct. You're going to get the center correct. And then we're just going to, now see, obviously this has been on one that was much thicker. So I'm just going to have to fiddle with it a little bit to get it so it'll actually hold, because I don't normally do them with only this many pages. So this is just for this. All right. And you just want to fiddle with it a little bit here. And then, okay, I have this page here and I have this one here, and that's what I want. So I need to try to make sure that I catch them both. So I think if I put it right here, I'll be able to catch them both, versus having one here and one here. And then I'm going to come down here. I'm going to check. This feels a little, see how this is kind of off? So I'm just going to pull it just a little, straighten it back out. All right. And again, this is going to be called a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. It's one of the easiest stitches for putting a book together. And so we're just going to do the same thing on this side. We want it to stay together while we're working. And there we are. Making sure I've got both of those in. I believe this is a good place for it. Yep. All right. And then one more down here. And just checking to make sure it's the way we want it. I think this will be absolutely perfect. Now, what I forgot to get is you need a book or something here so that you don't poke your table. And I forgot my normal one. So I'm going to use this little piece of cardboard, which actually may work better than what I normally had. Now, supplies. You do need a hole punch. This one is actually for sewing. It is an awl. It is not the absolute bomb for bookmaking because it gets bigger fast. And so a lot of times if you're doing something that's really thick, you'll have a nice small, but by the time you get down to here, your hole is larger, which is just an aesthetic thing. So if you haven't bought any or an awl, hang on and I will put the information in the description box for a bookmaking one. And it will be thinner. It'll be this thin further back. But you need something to poke a hole. So the hole poker thing, you're going to need some needles. I find these chenille needles are nice. They have a great big hole or eye, and they're blunt because you don't need a pokey point. You want it blunt because you're going to already have the hole created. And you will need some string or something. Now this will work. It is embroidery thread. I also like this waxed linen, and that's kind of the one I usually go to. Now you can take, if you're a sewer or know a sewer, there's beeswax that's made for sewing, and you can run your embroidery floss through the beeswax, and that will help make it. The beeswax idea is, or the waxed linen is, that it doesn't fray. So this is what I'm going to use today. And now if we were doing something else, we might, actually measure. We can, with this one, we can use our best judgment. So we're going to come and we're going to poke a hole basically in the center. And you're going to put it all the way through. And then we're going to come, what we want to do is make sure that our next hole is going to capture this little piece that we put in. So where is it? Where did it go? Where did it go? Here it is. Okay, so it's way up here, so this will be fine. So we're going to come down a little bit, and we're going to put our second hole. Woo! See how big that one got? Yeah. Okay, and then we're going to come down here. I'll check for sure on the other paper. Yes, so down here. So we're looking at making, this is about here, this is about here. That will be just about fine, and we'll poke a little hole. And this time it'll be a little bit smaller than these. Those were a little overkill. All right, I'm going to go ahead and put the clips back in. Now, I like to give myself plenty to do, so I actually come 1, 2, 3 times. And that way we know we have plenty. All right. All right. Now, if you have a ginormous hole like I in your needle like I do, you're kind of okay. If your needle's a little bit smaller, with this thread, you can actually take it and do this, and it will flatten it. Can you see how flat that has gotten? So it will literally just slide right in. All right, and then you want to leave yourself a tail. And let me think just one moment. I want to tie this on the outside. So we're going to start on the outside. And we're going to come in. Now, you can hold this with your fingers. You can put a piece of washi tape on it. I kind of like to just put it underneath the, and that usually will hold it. But you do need it to hold just a moment. All right, so now we're going to go here. We're going to come up, and we're going to pull the rest of that tail out. Okay. Now from here, you want to go ahead and don't make it really, really tight right now. We'll come back and tighten, but don't make it sloppy. And then you can hold it right here. You're going to come all the way down to the bottom, and then come up. Find all of our crazy pieces. There we are. All right, see? Perfect. Now we're tight, and we're going to come back into the middle. And when we come out on this side, we're going to make sure that this tail is on that side And this tail is going to be on this side so that we are surrounding that cord that's going down the center. All right, now, this is where we need to be careful, but see this, we can't have it like that, okay? So we're going to give a gentle little pull here, and we can take our needle off, and we're going to give a gentle little pull here, and we can check on the inside. Yep, they're good and tight. And we're going to check here. This is good. All right. And we might want to pull it one more time. And then we're just going to loop it and tie. Okay. So we've got one. And then again. Now that's usually plenty. Now, what do we do with these? That's your choice, darlings. So for right this minute, we're going to take all these clips and everything off. Get them out of our way. Okay, and then we're going to fold our book back. And voila, you have now made your first signature. Congratulations. Now, what is this for? This is for our journaling. This is for our lists of positive evidences. This is for whatever we would like to write to our heart's content. We now have pages in our book to pop out, do our work, and then pop it back in, and it's kept in our book of awe. Now, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do with these threads? I like to tie a bow. This seems a little off, but that's okay. All right, I'm going to tie a bow. The other thing that you can do, depending on how fancy we want to get, is you can tie a charm on this end. You can do whatever you'd like. You can just tie that knot and then cut it off. You can actually start from the inside out and create the tie inside. Let's do one of those. All right, we've got this one. So let's do another one. I got out a lot of stuff to play today. So there's another piece of that really pretty paper. Here's another piece of this, another piece of that, and we like those. If you're doing a real junk journal, here's some other kinds of pages you could put in, but I wanted y'all to have this one this time to write with. But I'm going to go ahead and put these pages in it. We decided we wanted 5. 1, 2, that pretty much counts as 3, 4, and I think I'm going to use this one, 5. Now, I want to check this because I don't want to lose this really crazy stuff here. So let me pull back here to my page. And now, oh, this one might actually just fit right in. So let's go in. And of course it won't. So there you go. I'll make it a little bit narrower, but for right this second, I want to see what I have to do with this to keep it. All right. You're like, use the thing. Okay, if I'm planning on keeping this, then what I'm going to need to do is come out here, and I'm going to put it on the inside so it doesn't get too much of a beating. But that means I'm going to need to take that and refold this. Ooh, I'll show you something else that you can do. This will be fun. Okay, so I'm just working on this a little bit. All right, so that should work there. Okay, now we have a decision to make. And when I trim it, I'm going to be very conscious and keep this edge. So I'll trim off this edge. But now we have this long piece. Let me show you what you can do. You can actually take this piece in and fold it in. And now, in your book, you'll have a flap. Isn't that fun? So we're going to do this one for sure. Let me check the... We'll just lose that little tiny bit there, and that's okay. So I want to take this and show myself where to trim. All right. And we determined that we needed about 5 pages. So these little half pages, I didn't count them since they kind of make 1 page. I didn't count them as 2. I counted them as 1. So there's 1. Here's our 2 littles. Let's see what this one is going to do. This is an antique songbook from a songbook. All right. And where were we here? Because that's perfect there. Oh, this one's so pretty. Wish I had a date on this. Now I like to look at the words actually. And there's a lantern. I don't think we're going to lose much of it, so we'll keep all of our words. Oh, sorry. And again, with this one, I like this ratty edge, if you will, better. So I'm going to drop it down to here to do the cut. And let me open it up and do it this way. Okay. And all right. Yes, y'all saw me. I did all that inside, so I get to turn around. Aren't there the cutest little trees? And what is this? There's a lapwing. Has anyone ever seen a lapwing? There it is. I actually ordered these from a woman off of Etsy, but she is in, let's see, Ireland. And now this was hilarious. I had ordered something from a company, and all right, I'm going to measure it up against this end, not this end, because I think it will be a little cleaner cut. I had ordered something from Nevada. It was coming from Nevada. And I don't know, you know, they were with the COVID and all of this, you know, there was going to be a delay in the shipping, and, you know, okay. Seriously, the order reached me in Florida from, no, she's in Ireland, before the package got here from Nebraska. Can you figure that one out, my friends? Anyway, it was funny. Ireland beat Nebraska or Nevada by about 4 days. But I love getting things from her because you know they're going to be antique papers, or they might be you know, book pages or whatever, but you never know what you're going to get, and so it's so exciting. All right, I'm going to put this one on the outside. Let's see. I think I'll do this one next. I don't want that in the middle. I think I will have the music in the middle. Here's this page. All right. And so that'll put this one back up here. Oh, and I needed to cut that one. There you are. Thank you. Thank you for reminding me. I'm going to put it back a little bit. I hope that y'all are having as much fun creating all of this as I am, because it is just a joy for me. All right, there we are. We've got that page, and we're going to put this music sheet right here in the center. Now, again, we are all cray-cray with, we cannot pick it up and go like that. And, you know, just for fun right now anyway, I'm going to leave that sticking out. Might shift it later, which you can always trim up things later. But for right now, I'm going to leave it. Okay, so now you know we're back to and Juanita. I did not know I wanted to go this way. So we're back to our clips. Since I made that brilliant choice to leave this longer, I can't put a clip right there, but I know that I caught it in this clip. All right. And then we kind of do it this way to make sure that they're all down in the center. There's something else that we could do with these, which I'll show you when we get this part of it finished. I don't know that we're doing it in this book, but it is a possibility, and so I want you to at least see it. All right. So again, 3 holes. We're going to put one as close to the center as we think is possible. And I keep folding it over because you want to have them seated together. All right. And then we're going to put the second one, you know, pretty much there. And then we're going to shoot for this last one to be about that far in, down here. All right. Now, take your thread, which is now very happily stuck back to itself. And we're going to do 1, 2, 3. Okay. Sorry I keep yanking you. It catches on the speaker wire. All right. So remember, I'm going to push this tight. I'm going to do that, and it'll go nice and flat for you. And it'll slide right in. Beautiful. All right, so we decided that we were going to have an inside tie for this one. So that means we'll begin on the inside, pull it through, hang on to our tail somehow, get it up into there so we don't have to worry about it too much. Come up and go in. Now you see why the blunt needle is so beautiful for this application. We're going to come back this way, and then we're going to come all the way down to this one. Okay, and then we're going to come back to this and come through this hole back where we started, and we're going to make sure, now see, they're both on this side, so that won't work. We want to, since we have the needle, that's easier. So there we are. So we've got this one on this side, take our needle off, and this one on this side, and we can release it from there. And all right, so since we're going to be tightening up anyway, let's see if we can get them a little bit more even. So we need to actually, I want to, let's figure out where he came from. Hang on. All right, so we're about even now. Okay, so now from here, I can tighten these up. That's perfect. Now we've got it the way we want it there. So now we're just going to pull up here and pull up here until they're, you know, keeping them even, because that's our goal right now. And this is not important. I'm just showing you how to do it if you want them to be more even. And then we pull these tight. Okay. And again, once we get them where we think we want them, we're going to feel it says still too loose. So we're just going to pull it and pull it. All right. Now you have to be a little bit careful. See how I've got this buckled? That's too tight. And you don't want to tear your holes. So we're going to come back here. Okay. So this one's still a little bit loose. Let's see which one he belongs to. All right. Oh, all right. Now that feels good. This feels good. So we're going to swing it around here. And we're just going to tie it. Now, again, you can put a bow. You can leave these hanging. I kind of like the hanging things. So I think I'll leave it hanging for a minute. And now we have our second pamphlet all ready to go. Now with these, you will need to insert them with the spine in, because it's not going to really work trying to get all of that, in there. Now see, I like that. Woohoo! Yes. Okay. Later on, I may come back. I may put lace on it. We'll get out some stamps and do some stamping on these and all of that fun stuff. Now, I told you I would show you one other thing that you could do. What I would do is, and like I said, I don't know that we're going to do it in this book because we may not have left enough room. But one thing we can do, I would have put out here on this back page, I would have put a piece of this stronger scrapbook paper so that this was hard. And then we would actually cut it off. So in other words, like this piece, let's just fold it like I'm going to show you, because you need it about this big. And all right. And so then what we would do is we would take these two pages here, we'd put our signature here in the center of the book, and we would glue this down to this page. And then we would take another piece of colored paper that fit the whole thing, of course, and we would glue that down to the page, and we would do that on this side as well. And so here in the center of your book is this signature. And so you've got more blank pages here in the center of your book. So that's something else we could do. We might do that with one of these as we go along. We have a lot more fun to have in this particular book. And this is why, since this is going to be holding and this is going to be holding, I would not have it be this paper. I would make it a stronger paper. And the other piece is, with the stronger paper, you're not going to risk the signatures tearing away from the holes. But just showing you, there are so many fun things that you can do. But now you've seen, we've got two, where is this one? We have two different signatures. So this one's going to go in here. And this one I'm going to place in here. And there you have it. So we're going to wrap our art circle today. Thank you so much for being here. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know how it went. If you're brand new to us, welcome, welcome, welcome. Hit the subscribe button and also the notification bell, and that way you know when the next video will come. And let's see, what else? Oh, we do have that Facebook group, Sacred Soul Dancers, and we'd love for you to post pictures of your work. And let us, thank you, friends. Love you all. Mwah. Bye.